In this video, we're going to be practicing the skill customary area unit conversions, and it will involve whole numbers today. We're going to look at two examples together. The first one says a flower bed has the shape of a rectangle 27 feet long and 9 feet wide. What is its area in square yards? Be sure to include the correct unit in your answer. So the question is asking us for the area of the garden in square yards. Okay, so our correct label here will be square yards. But we want to be super careful because their original dimensions, their length and width of the flower bed, is not given in yards, but instead in feet. Okay, so if you had just simply multiplied length times width to find the area, you would have found square feet, which is not what they're asking for. So we need to be cautious. I'm going to go ahead, in geometry, I tend to set up a diagram anytime I can. It helps me visualize what we're talking about. So our flower bed is 27 feet long and 9 feet wide. The little tick mark represents a label for feet. But we're going to want our area in square yards. So area of a rectangle is base times height. But before I multiply the base and the height, or the length and the width, I'm actually going to convert those to yards. So that way when I do multiply, I have my correct answer. So we need to remember that in 1 yard, there are 3 feet. So when we're looking at 27 feet divided by 3 feet is 9 yards. So 27 feet, the length of the garden, the flower bed, is 9 yards. And then 9 feet this way is going to be converted into yards by dividing by 3 feet. So 9 feet divided by 3 feet is 3 yards. So since they're asking for area in square yards, we're now going to multiply together the dimensions, length times width, now that they are yards. So we have 9 yards times 3 yards, which gives us an area of 27 square yards. All right, excuse me. You can solve this problem another way as well, and we'll kind of quickly talk our way through that. If you did not convert to the label that they're asking for first, you could solve it another way as well. So you could go ahead and do length times width in the feet units. So 27 times 9 would be 243 square feet. Now, what usually gets us here is we're still thinking 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Which is true, but that's only in a singular dimension. We're no longer looking at yards and feet, we're looking at square feet. So when students try and solve this way, they typically divide they divide the 243 and divide by 3. And get 81. But as you can see, 81 is an incorrect answer. It is not what we found for square yards. So the reason they're getting an incorrect answer is because they're not dividing by the correct number. You divide by 3 between the increment of 1 yard equaling 3 feet. So we will actually have to divide by 3 additional time because of this conversion here on the other side. Okay, remember we divided the 27 by 3 to get 9, and we divided this 9 by 3 to get 3. So if you're going to go this route, multiplying in feet first, you actually divide by 3 twice. Or can you think about what dividing by 3 2 times would be? It would technically be 3 times 3, which is 9. So we would have to do a division problem by 9. Another way of saying that is that 1 square yard is equal to 9 square feet. Okay, so that's why we're dividing by 9 instead of just 3. So 81 divided by 3 is 27, which was the same answer that we got over here. In my opinion, it's easier to convert just singular dimensions because we're typically used to calculating in singular conversions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second example. It says a science fair poster is a rectangle 3 feet long and 2 feet wide. What is the area of the poster in square inches? Be sure to include the correct unit in your answer. So we're looking for area of the poster in square inches. This will be our label. I'm going to go ahead and draw the diagram. Three feet long and 2 feet wide. And they want the area in square inches. So 3 feet is how many inches? There are in 1 foot 12 inches. So in 3 feet, 12 times 3 is 36 inches. 36 inches. In 1 foot, there are 12 inches. So in 2 feet, there are 24 inches. And then we need to multiply. It's a rectangle again. So base times height, 36 times 24. And 36 times 24 is 864. So our answer here is 864 inches squared. Inches squared. Okay. If you wanted to solve it the other way that we discussed before, so you would multiply base times height in feet, which would give you 6 square feet. And then you need to convert that into square inches. If we're just going feet to inches in the singular dimension, it's 1 foot is 12 inches. But we're talking about feet squared to inches squared. So you're actually doing 12 times 12. So 1 square foot is equal to 12 times 12, which is 144 square inches. So we would be doing 144 square inches times the 6 square feet, which again gives us the 864. Either way you approach it is fine. Just make sure if you go this route that you do account for the fact that you're in 2 dimensions, length and width here. Go ahead and use these notes as you practice on your own, and if you have additional questions, be sure and ask your teacher. Also, on a side note, if you have a skill on metric area unit conversions, this is very much the same idea, but within a different standard of measure. Thank you.